Welcome, friends, to the Making of Scotland, where we journey through the ages, from the first footsteps after the Ice Age to the birth of our nation. Each episode tells the stories, legends and facts that shape this land we call home, Scotland, the land of legends, locks and brave hearts. If you enjoy these tales, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment with your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Now, let's step back in time and see how it all began. Picture this, 12,000 years ago. The vast, crushing weight of the Ice Age is finally lifting. Where once there was an endless, churning blanket of blue-white ice, now there is only barren rock, torrents of meltwater, and a landscape groaning and rebounding from the colossal pressure. This is the Scotland of the late glacial maximum, an environment so hostile it scarcely seems possible for life to survive, let alone flourish. Yet, this is where the old times of Scotland truly begin. Around 10,000 BCE, the climate began its swift, brutal shift. The retreating ice sheets carved out our iconic U-shaped glens and sculpted the lochs we know so well. The land, relieved of the ice's tremendous weight, slowly began to rise, a process still ongoing today. Critically, as the sea levels surged, the great coastal plains and marshes that linked Britain to the European continent, known as Doggerland, began to vanish beneath the waves. This transition period, roughly between 10,000 BCE and 8,000 BCE, was chaotic. Water, not land, became the defining feature of this emerging territory. By 8,500 BCE, Great Britain was an island, and the challenges for any incoming life were suddenly immense. Who were the first brave souls to look upon this raw, untamed landscape and decide to stay? They were nomadic hunter-gatherers, masters of survival who followed the wild herds of reindeer and elk. Their arrival was nothing short of an ultimate adventure story, likely crossing the last remnants of Doggerland before the final deluge. We call this period the Paleolithic and early Mesolithic eras, and their story is written in stone, specifically their discarded tools. Our earliest unequivocal evidence for human presence is a scattering of distinctive stone tools, likely belonging to the Ahrensburgian culture from northern Europe. These were not found in some pleasant glen, but on the edge of the world. Sites like Howburn Farm near Biggar in the southern uplands and, remarkably, the remote islands of Islay and Skye have yielded these crucial artefacts, some dating back as far as 12,000 years ago. Their tools, tiny sharp points called microliths, show ingenuity. These weren't used alone. They were expertly set into shafts of wood or bone to create highly effective harpoons, arrows, and knives. These people were flexible, moving with the seasons, inland during the summer to hunt forest game, and back to the coast in winter for the riches of the sea. This tells us two critical facts about the first Scots. They were sophisticated seafarers, capable of tackling the treacherous inner Hebridean seas, and they were brilliant ecologists, knowing exactly where and when to find sustenance. Their entire existence was a demanding yet harmonious relationship with the wild land. As the climate softened further, the land became heavily forested with birch and pine. The Mesolithic hunter-gatherers adapted, utilising the new abundance of the woodlands. We know they relied heavily on one particularly Scottish resource, the humble hazelnut. At coastal sites like Stiosneg on Colonsay, the sheer abundance of charred hazelnut shells shows us this was a vital staple, carefully roasted and stored by these earliest communities. Yet, the coast remained the lifeblood. We see evidence of huge communal banquets preserved in great piles of discarded shells, called middens. These aren't just rubbish heaps, they are perfectly preserved, tangible snapshots of their seaside lives. evidence of feasts of limpets, cockles and mussels, often alongside the bones of fish, birds and seal. Their life was mobile, leaving behind only the most ephemeral of remains, simple fire pits and post holes from basic transient shelters. They built no great tombs and left no carvings. Their monument was the successful act of survival itself. The first Scots were not builders of cities or castles, but ingenious, hardy survivors. Their story is written in the sharp stone tools they left behind and the untamed coastlines they mastered. They carved out a living from a raw, wild land that had just emerged from the ice, establishing the first permanent human presence in what would one day become Scotland. But their nomadic life, governed by the rhythm of the seasons and the movement of game, was an astonishing challenge. Join us next time for the next part of Chapter 1, Prehistoric Scotland, as we explore the first hunters of Mesolithic Scotland, delving into the skills, the diet, and the specific sites that reveal the demanding lives of these pioneering people. If you enjoyed this journey to the very genesis of Scotland, please do show your support. We've got a long road ahead of us to the formation of Alba and beyond, and the best way to ensure you don't miss a single chapter is to subscribe right now. Don't forget to like this video and let me know in the comments below. What site from Scotland's earliest history fascinates you the most? Thank you for watching Old Times of Scotland. We'll see you next time.